My name is Emily Knupp, and I am a marketing professional. I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, going to like a Southern Baptist church. My uncle was the pastor of the church, my dad's brother. So yeah, I'm grateful for that foundation, for sure. My parents took us to church, but I never saw them really delve into their own faith. They're divorced now, but they were, there was some dysfunction there. I love them so much, and we've healed a lot since then, but when I was a kid, my parents fought so much. Moved out when I started college. Living alone was the first time that I really had to face myself. I struggled with depression for a long time, since middle school, and didn't feel seen for a long time. My mom wrestled with depression when I was growing up and suicidal thoughts, and even in the midst of that though, the Lord was so near to me. I remember, even though my life was a wreck and I didn't choose him all the time, as a child, I remember loving him and making this time out for him. What kid leaves kickball to go and read the Bible? I did. I mean, it's crazy, Had a friend invite me to a different church. There's so many young adults there and people my age, and people seemed happy and joyful, and I had never had friends really. Yeah, started to really, I literally had this thought of maybe I'm likable. Maybe I actually am pretty cool, and that was a huge thing for me at that time. Started to have really, really low moments again in my depression. Started seeing a counselor. It was literally all of a sudden I saw this memory in my mind like a movie. Memories of trauma that happened when I was a kid that I had blocked out. And my life kind of unraveled from there. I never thought that this would be my story, I didn't want to have to deal with that. My friend at the time was living in Boise, and I was like, I'm just gonna see if I like it in Boise. And lived in Boise for 7 months, and she's from Montana. And so her family's from here, and we visited them for the 4th of July. And we were driving back, and we were like, what are we doing in Idaho? We need to be in Montana. Settled on Helena. And that was 6.5 years ago. It wasn't a place to be known for a bit. And it was hard. So I was seeing a counselor who kind of became more than a counselor to me and more of a spiritual mom. My first 3 years here were the worst I've ever struggled with depression. Very suicidal, to be honest. Tried to take my own life several times. My counselor, Diane was her name, literally saved my life on several occasions. Really got into drinking pretty heavily. Got introduced to marijuana, and I remember being oh man, I never have to think again. Every single day. Out of my mind. And I remember praying one night last spring. It was just man, God, I'm not even gonna pray that you'll take me out of this hole, but if you could give me a light, I just need the tiniest glimmer of hope that I'm not gonna always be like this. And my sister was visiting me for a bit, and we were at the farmer's market. Buffalo Church had a little booth giving away free coffee. We just went over and said hi and spent it. My sister was like, have you ever been to that church? And I was like, no. And she was like, maybe we should go this Sunday. And I was like, yeah, maybe we should go this Sunday. The first time since being in Montana, to be honest, I felt seen. And I just knew that this was the light that I had been praying for. That God had given me that glimmer through Buffalo. That day in May last year, fully believed that I was delivered from depression that day. I have not had a single low day. I know that I am free. It's not that Buffalo saved me, right? It wasn't Buffalo. But the Lord used Buffalo Church to give me a light that I was praying for so long. I don't drink anymore. I don't do weed. And I feel like myself finally for the first time. I have this inexplicable joy back. God really can do exceedingly above anything you can ask or imagine. That one step matters. The Lord hears your prayers. You have no idea what He can do with your story. You have no idea. He has a spot for you. You are special to Him, and He sees you too.